You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney theme parks podcast, and this is show number 223 for Sunday the 19th of August 2018.
Where dreams begin.
Hello and welcome to the Disney Dream Girls. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my good friend Jane Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Coming up on today's show is a fantastic fun chat I had with Kat and Lewis from Dis Down Under, where we talk all about World Showcase over at Epcot. If you want to contact the show, you can email us info@disneydreamgirls.com. You can tweet us or find us on Instagram at DisDreamGirls. Join in with our conversation over on our Facebook page, Disney Dream Girls. And if you want to support the show financially, as well as receive some extra audio content, which is downloadable via iTunes, you can go over to Patreon and look for Disney Dream Girls.
Where dreams begin.
Which way shall we go around World Showcase? Shall we head towards Mexico or shall we head towards Canada?
I reckon head towards Mexico. What do you reckon?
Yeah, let's go get a margarita.
Most people, strangely enough, do go towards Mexico first. It's our natural drive to go that way. So my top tip is never go towards Mexico first, go towards Canada. But you're my guest, so we'll go to Mexico. We will pick up a margarita. What is tickling your taste buds for your margarita, Lewis?
I don't know. I usually get one of the like more fruity kind of ones because I'm not that big on cocktails and stuff like that. So the more I can just taste like fruit juice, the better. I think my one last time was like a red strawberry kind of margarita or something like that.
Yeah, I think there was strawberry and lime. If I don't have a lime one, if they had the avocado one, I reckon I'd give that a shot.
I'm wondering if that'll be classed as part of the keto diet because it's avocado.
Surely,
it's a must. It's fatalicious.
as long as there's no sugar in the base. You know how sometimes they sneak a little bit of sugar in there?
True. The thing I love about this is got a very nice link to the trains over at the Magic Kingdom. Any ideas?
Oh, what's that?
Right, well, the pre-Columbian pyramid with the lush landscaping is designed in the style of a Yucatan jungle. And where did the choo-choos come from? The Railway of Yucatan.
I would never have known that.
That's because I know some useless rubbish. I sometimes can't remember my own phone number, but boy, can I remember stupid Disney stuff.
I think it's really interesting, though. And did
true.
they specifically do that in honour of the rail, or
I've no
was
idea.
it a
It could have just been a coincidence. I love the Mexican pavilion just because it's always so dark and cool and refreshing, and you can do the boat ride, and it's lovely.
Yeah, I like the Grand Fiesta Tour. It's kind of cool, like just way of relaxing for a little bit.
Yeah, and so light-hearted and easy.
It always makes me chuckle that when you're on Facebook feeds and people say, can you suggest a romantic restaurant to go and eat in Epcot? Everybody always suggests to go and eat in the Mexican pavilion and go and eat at the restaurant there. And I'm sort of like, what? San Angel Inn romantic?
That's so weird.
Maybe it's because it's got the smoking, erupting volcano in the back, because they do say impending death does sort of raise your adrenaline and make you more attractive to the opposite sex. I don't know.
That's a good theory. I like it.
Maybe it's just because it's always dark. Like
so it's like going on a nighttime date.
Yeah, like sunset. But to be honest, if you have to, get your phone camera out to see what you're eating. To me, it's too dark. You know.
Get one of those little hats with a light on it.
You know, like Sheldon does in Big Bang Theory. He gets his torch, that's a headband.
Yeah.
And that'll really annoy everybody else who's been proposed to or on a romantic dinner with this me there blinding them with this headband torch.
I need to know what I'm eating.
I'm sorry. I personally have eaten at the restaurant only once, and it was nice to go and experience the food. But for me, I felt it was a toned down version of Mexican food. I didn't think the spices came across as well as other Mexican restaurants I've been to.
That's a shame. I think, was that where I went and had my little tequila flight? Then that was it. And we can only get standing room. So I stood and drank tequila.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right.
Nothing wrong with that.
We've mentioned the boat attraction, and that's fun.
I think you can take your drinks on the boat as well.
Ooh.
I think you can. Don't quote me on that.
Someone rocks up.
Lewis said we could do it. Lewis sent me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm sure. Just say Lewis is down under. This is La Cantina de San Angel, which is outside, and that's more sort of snacky type fare. Would you agree?
Yeah, and it was quite nice because you're out by the water there. In fact, I thought that would have been slightly more romantic than, dining under a mountain.
La Hacienda is the hot ticket to get a nice view for illuminations.
Yeah, that would be an excellent view from there.
If you sort of prepared to get there a little bit ahead of your ADR time and sort of say, I want to sit by the water, I will wait. Because they can't guarantee it. Another one is they have La Cava del Tequila, which is a Mexican tequila stand, and you can basically learn about its history, traditions, and they offer tastings Friday, Saturday, Sunday at 3 p.m. for $35.
That's a pretty good value little thing. Pop it in your diary, Lou.
Some nice little tequila time.
Yeah.
And they have some really cute little artsy little stalls there. You can also see Donald Duck with his sombrero and serape. And you've also got some beautiful music by the Mariachi Cobre.
It had really great atmosphere when we were over there.
That's the tequila.
A little bit. Was it World Margarita Day the day that we went there?
I think it was, yeah.
It was pretty neat.
Shall we move on to Norway?
We shall.
And Norwegian government originally sponsored this, but they sort of no longer do so. So it's sort of become more sort of Arundel rather than Norwegian, really, hasn't it?
That's a bit of a shame. When we went there, the Frozen ride wasn't open yet. So while I think, what was coming up? Was it Flower and
Garden.
Flower and Garden was coming up. And so a lot of the sculptures, or topiaries, whatever they're called, were starting to sort of take form. So there was a bit of a Frozen element, but I don't think it was overbearing when we were there.
It's beautifully themed. I've done the whole shebang. I've eaten at Akershus. I have eaten at the Kringla Baccarat Oak Cafe, which at the moment's been refurbed. I've been in the shop. I've even queued and waited to meet Anna and Elsa, which is a very nice queue actually, sort of going through this little log cabin till you get there. But to me, the star of Norway is Kringla Baccarat and getting that school bed, or getting the rice pudding, or anything from that place, because it's creamylicious.
We've told you about Lewis going on about, I have to have some school bread for Michelle and Jane. I'm just like, that's nice, dear. And so we dutifully did. I had no idea who this Michelle and Jane was. That is such a tasty little treat.
And it's only a few bucks as well, which is, when you compare to the cost of, say, something like a funnel cake or your waffle sandwiches, which are all big hitting prices. Your funnel cakes can be as much as $10 and your waffle sandwiches are about $5 or $6. Some of the cupcakes are $6. This one is like $3 and it's really tasty.
Oh, and so fresh.
The rice cream is my favourite because it has the lovely strawberry sauce on top and it's so cooling and refreshing in the hot weather.
Yeah, it would be.
We should have to try that next time.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm surprised you didn't have any. Lewis loves anything sort of rice pudding based.
Yeah. My biggest regret ever is not buying any of the Norwegian perfume Layla because it is gorgeous.
Oh, what does it smell like?
Can't remember, but I remember saying at the time it was really nice.
Sorry, put you on the spot.
I know people who know me, I always wear Angel because I just love it. It's a very unique fragrance and I've worn it for 20 years. But this is one that I just think is lovely and it's really unique. And I will definitely be finding someone with an annual pass to help me get a bit of a discount.
You'd have to hunt them down or something. Maybe you know some listeners or something.
Yeah, I'll sort it. Top tip for this place is if you haven't got a fast pass for the Anna Elsa attraction, as I mentioned before on the show, is go to Epcot just before it's about to close and get in line, because then you don't mind waiting in the aircon for an hour.
I think it's absolutely brilliant.
That's the best tip ever. The only thing is traditionally you'll miss out on illuminations because you're inside the ride attraction.
That's the downside.
But, how many times do you want to see illuminations on a trip?
Well, that's the thing. And if you're staying near Epcot, like some people are, Lewis, then you could just go, oh, do you know what? Epcot's going to close in 10 minutes. Do you want to see if we can make it over to Frozen and jump in the line?
Ni hao, we're now over in China.
Yay.
Huge pavilion.
It's massive. And so many food options.
Oh, so many food options. Entertainment, you've got Circle Vision, you've got the meet and greet, you've got the acrobats. There's so much going on, and the static displays that they have there are amazing. And when I was there last year, I loved going looking around the fixed display that they had all about Shanghai.
But did we see that maybe?
No, I don't think the Shanghai Disneyland one there to that stage.
I'm curious to see how many people go to China in Epcot and then go out and book a trip there by looking at it and feeling, oh, this culture is very fascinating, I want to go, because that's obviously the whole point of the Chinese government of sponsoring Epcot, really, isn't it? To drive tourism.
Yeah, promote. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the take-up rate would be. I don't know whether there'd be any way to get that data, though.
No. But hey-ho, interesting. Have you ever eaten at Nine Dragons or the Lotus Blossom Cafe?
Now, my recollection is that we just got some snacks when we went through China, didn't we, Lou?
Did we?
I think so. I remember getting some snacks from Joy of Tea.
Oh, okay.
Or did we get some satay? No, I just wonder whether we went into Lotus Blossom Cafe and got some satay.
I honestly
got a vague recollection. Obviously, the margarita had kicked in for Lewis and he can't remember anything.
I think I've eaten there once when I went on my very first trip with the kids. For me, personally, I think I can get Chinese food in the UK very easily. It's like, used to be a very big staple of my diet. However, Japanese food is a bit more of a challenge. So I tend to go to a different pavilion to get food that is quite difficult for me to get where I live in rural Yorkshire.
Yeah. One of the factors for us with Chinese food is that we are really lucky in our proximity to China. And, some of the Chinese cultures that sort of come down through the sort of southeast bit of Asia, that we get some of the yummiest Chinese food in our lovely little town. 5-minute walk away, we've got this great Malaysian Chinese restaurant. And so when we travel, sometimes we go, oh, yeah, let's have Chinese. And it's not necessarily what we were expecting. So it's one of those things that, if we like little snack things, we were quite happy to try, but we sort of avoided having a full meal there.
Okay, well, the next country we come to going round is the sort of like African outpost, which is a bit of a dead zone, really. There isn't really much there to represent this part of the world, which is a shame.
No, I think it's a big disappointment. Yeah.
They do have Animal Kingdom where it's like largely African based, so it's like, yeah, there's definitely in Walt Disney World, there's, Africa is represented, but not necessarily just in this area here. This area here, they could make it in something else, I think.
Yeah. Or put a sign there just saying, sorry, we've moved to Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
True.
Go and see Australia.
So we're over in Germany, and there's a big statue of St. George slaying a dragon, which is the big centrepiece in the German Platz or Plaza. Like a lot of the pavilions in Epcot, the architecture represents a whole range of different time zones, which is kind of fun.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
Yeah, well, wait till I get to the English one and see how much I slate that. I've never eaten at Oktoberfest in Beer Garden. The whole idea of sitting on big, long, refectory-style tables, etc., and umpa-paring doesn't really float my boat.
Not your thing?
No, No, and the food, to be honest, apart from the desserts, the apple strudel and German-style cheesecake, yum. But the smell of pickled vegetables really doesn't do well for Michelle.
Ah, fair enough.
But I do gather it's a really reasonably priced buffet.
We've eaten at Beer Garden, but I didn't really rate it all that highly because it didn't seem to me like there was much variety of food. So yeah, it was all right. The atmosphere was quite good, but just I didn't think the food was all that great.
Yeah, I think people probably enjoy the atmosphere and the beer more than they probably do the food.
Yeah.
Well, Germany is famous for its classic beers, but for me, their big hit in the German pavilion is the Caramel Couche shop.
The what now?
The Caramel Couche shop. It's where you can get all these delectable goodies with that lovely caramel, and there's the big old Werther's original emphasis on the old caramellalicious.
How did we miss this?
You mean you don't know what I'm on about?
No, I feel really silly.
I am stunned.
I know, right? Do you know what the funny thing is? That I think we went into the Beer Garden restaurant and then we got absolutely smitten by, there was this Elsa statue in the Swarovski store, and I think that every time we went past Germany after that, it was literally just to go, should we get her? Should we get her? And we didn't. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Oh my word, I am stunned. Well, that's a top tip for you to go in. And as you've mentioned, the Crystal Store is a must for me to go try on some tiaras.
You really try them on?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Awesome. I just never have. Things I'll be doing in Epcot, number 384.
Oh my word, I can't. What? You have been so doing Epcot wrong.
I know. Well, we've only done it once, really, so...
Another top tip, please don't go into the little shop and buy a Christmas German pickle because, as I said on the show before, it's stupid. So
it's stupid and weird.
It's stupid and weird. Most Germans don't know about this supposed tradition.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't realise it. It's something that someone decided they might be able to get people to like.
Well, it's I did a whole show on it ages ago, and I wrote a blog piece about the whole history of this German pickle, and I'll link that up somehow in the show notes. But basically, there's no grounding, really, apart from a very distant type thing. And anyone I know who goes to Germany has no idea about it. I've got, a very dear friend of mine who has got German family, and she said, no idea about this German pickle thing you keep going on about, Michelle. And it's like, but it's in Epcot. All the Americans buy pickles and stick them on the tree thinking they're being German.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I don't know what you say to that.
Papa, that's what you say to it.
Yeah.
So after Germany, let's go to Bella Italy.
Oh, isn't it such a sweet little spot?
Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. So much attention to detail. I love the architecture. I can just stand and look and admire it. It's so pretty.
Yeah. I've always wanted to go to Italy.
You've not been?
No, I've never been to Italy. And so, when we got there, I was just like, yeah, no, I need to go to Italy.
Well, if you have a look at the really tall bell tower, on the top there's a little angel covered in real gold leaf.
Oof.
I know, but I'm not encouraging anybody to go up there and scale the top and steal it because it's gold, okay? We've had enough people recently spoiling all the nice Disney things.
Oh, yeah, people should stop climbing things.
Bad people, bad people. So the architecture here is outstanding, and the food, wow. You have got two absolutely stunning table service restaurants. You have got the choice of Via Napoli or Tutto Italia. Have you eaten at either?
No, we've only eaten at Tutto Gusto, but I thought that was table service as well.
Yeah.
That's the little wine cellar, isn't it?
Yeah, we're having drinks over at the Rose and Crown and talking to some people, and they recommended that we go there. And so we thought, oh yeah, we'll check it out. And we went and had, I think, a lunch there, maybe a dinner. I can't actually remember now. And it was so fantastic that I think we ended up going back. I think we were there 3 times in total.
Wow.
Definitely 2. It was just amazing. Like, you're in this sort of, like, it's not a cellar because you don't actually go downstairs per se, but it's a little bit dark. It's lovely and cool. The food was just exceptional. It was like Nonna was out the back cooking for us.
You could do a wine flight kind of thing there as well. Yeah, it was
try some different wines from different regions. The cast members were just absolutely lovely. What a great way to, stop those hunger pangs from, walking right the way around to the other side of the World Showcase.
I like it there because you can go and get little appetizer type foods. So if you're not that hungry, it's really good. And, you can get like a lovely cheese plate. And I'm all about eating cheeses at the moment. So for me, it's ideal. It really, really is. And do you know they serve over 200 different types of Italian wine there?
I knew it was a lot, but 200 just seems like a heap.
It's ridiculous. And then my favourite place, if you love pizza and you've not had a pizza from Via Napoli, it's a good place. If you get the absolutely huge pepperoni pizza, it's huge.
What are you supposed to do with such a big pizza, though, if there's only 2 of you? You need like 12 people to eat it.
I think the clue is eat it, yeah. So I love going in the shop here. I always try and pick up a little bit of a Christmas decoration because at the back sell some Murano glass and they're normally in the shape of Mickey's head. So I like that.
Oh, cute.
And the way to say hello in Italian is buongiorno.
Unless it's nighttime and then they say buonasera.
Yeah, but at the moment we're going to say buona nuit as we move on our arrivederci to the next pavilion, the United States Pavilion, a colonial-style mansion. I'm a bit disappointed with the USA.
How much did we actually, did we do anything in USA?
I got a feeling that the American Adventure was actually closed at the time. All we really did was go into the gift shop.
That was my thinking.
Well, there's the Fife and Drum, which offers turkey legs, hot dogs and smoothies.
The Fife and Drum, I don't think that we actually went in there, which is weird because we're Australian and it's a pub. No, not getting anything from Lewis. He's like, no, I don't remember.
No, it's like a little kiosk.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ah.
And then to the other side, there's the funnel cake stand. So you can do like the perfect trio of Fife and Drum, funnel cake, and then go into the American Adventure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame that it was shut.
Oh, we can always check it out next time.
We can indeed.
I just wish they'd up the menu a little bit here and show some more amazing American food. Show good American food.
Yeah, what's it sort of limited to?
Hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken tenders, salad.
Oh, right.
Whilst it is a hamburger place, there's hamburgers and then there's hamburgers.
Yeah. That's a bit of a shame.
If they could do the ultimate American burger, I'm sure a lot more people would quite happily go and flock there.
Nice.
So Disney, up your burgers.
But instead they'll eat funnel cake.
True. Let's move on.
Konnichiwa.
To my favourite pavilion, Japan.
It's pretty awesome.
It is awesome. I love it. There is so much to do, so much to see. I just love looking around the big department store and trying to guess the price of things because some of them are just so stupidly priced.
Really? I never thought of that. I just loved all the different stuff that they had in there. It was like going to Daiso.
It's so cute. Everything is so cute. It's like I've got to have.
No, you can't just have a suitcase full of Japanese stuff, Michelle.
Well, if you go to the area where they're selling the kimonos, they will dress you in a kimono and you can have a nice little picture taken.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's something that we need to do.
I think so too.
And we might see if we'll do one for Lewis and Stephen.
Yeah.
And then we can have a quartet of us looking all Japanesey.
Oh, that'd be funny, especially if it's a hot day because there's a lot of fabric in a kimono.
Absolutely. And it is very luckily that they have the amazing air conditioning in there as well to keep you all nice and cool. I love the display at the back at the moment, which is all about Japan's cute culture, kawaii. And it is just awesome.
Yeah, it's a great little area. I just want to go back and eat there. There was something in the dessert. There was some like green tea cheesecake thing that we ended up having.
Did you like it?
Yeah. I like weird stuff though.
You see, I thought it was awful. That was in Tepanedo.
Oh, really?
No, that was in
Tokyo
Tokyo Dining.
Dining.
Ah, they serve it in both places then.
Yeah, I'm sure it was green tea cheesecake. Lewis can't really remember. No.
I knew it was green tea. I just couldn't remember if it was green tea ice cream or sorbet or cheesecake or what it was. Could have been anything.
Did you find it a bit bitter?
I honestly can't remember.
Oh, nice.
But I
Fair
love
enough.
getting the shaved ice with the creamy milk on top. That is so good.
I don't think we tried that.
Oh,
Sounds a bit like ice kachang.
Oh, okay.
And this time I will be eating not at Tepanedo, but Tokyo Dining.
Yeah, and what a great little view that place has got as well.
Yeah, hopefully we've timed it just right to watch illuminations from the front terrace.
That will be amazing.
Okay, let's now pop on off to the next one, Morocco.
Yeah, Morocco. That was just a nice little place. They've just got it nicely set up with those little stalls and things. Just to have a little wander around.
You kind of do feel like you're in Morocco, like in that kind of Eastern culture where it's like tight little alleys and that sort of thing.
It's beautiful. Absolutely stunning pavilion. I love going to eat at Tangerine Cafe and having their tabbouleh with the kebab meats. It is really good. Absolutely love it. And the staff there are amazing. The cast members are really friendly. I've never eaten at Restaurant Marrakesh. I do hear it is a fabulous place to go and visit if you have an adventurous palate.
Oh, really? I do. Might have to check that out.
But yeah, I love it. There's the music. You can go and have some henna done. Absolutely love it. Really cool place.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, like I've said, I mean, all of them are, but I think that one is an exceptional one. I think Lewis pinpointed it with the way that it's got the little alleys and everything like that. You really do feel like you immersed in another world.
And it was the only pavilion out of all of Epcot where the artisans from the actual country came over and built it.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why we know. And it isn't perfect either. In that particular culture, nothing should be perfect except for Allah.
Oh, okay.
There are little faults and flaws in how things have been put together to be totally culturally accurate, and I really do like that.
That's really cool. It's so authentic.
Moving to France, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Again, this is a great place to top up on the old perfume.
Do you know what? I don't think I saw any perfume in Epcot. I feel like I only just glanced at it.
There's a whole shop.
I must have missed it, or Lewis probably guided me past it.
Oh, tell you, we'll send Lewis to go do Epcot with Stephen. Me and you will do it properly.
We'll try on tiaras and try on perfume. It'll be lovely.
Yeah, and then we can go get some champagne,
Yeah.
get some macarons.
And go into the boulangerie because, oh my goodness, all of that food and just all the little tasty things that you could get. Oh
no. There's so many things to do here, whether you're having one of the wonderful Grey Goose vodka drinks or the Grand Marnier slushy. You can get the ice cream French toast brioche thing.
So much to eat. Like, I don't even understand why they put food and wine here because there's already so much to eat and drink.
True. And there's the serveur amusant, the acrobats. I could just watch them all day.
Oh, they're fantastic. They're crazy, though.
Yeah. You guys are dining there, aren't you, this year?
Yeah, I think that Lewis got a reservation at Chef de France, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. So that'll be a first because we didn't dine there last time.
So let's wrap up old Fancyland and move on to my hometown, or my home country, United Kingdom, and bit like I mentioned with Germany, it's a mishmash of architectural styles, and it has a good old English boozer and lots of shops. As our listeners will know, I'm not a fan of the Rose and Crown. Far too many painful childhood memories that my parents have inflicted on me. Not a big fan of the food offerings, not even at the fish and chip shop, because I come from Yorkshire County and my fish and chips ain't nowhere like that. To get a more unbiased opinion, guys, what do you think of it?
Well, the funny thing is that our entry that we used the most last time we stayed in the parks was you entered straight into United Kingdom. So when we saw that there was a Rose and Crown there, we were like, well, we're going to have to go and have a drink there, because one of our really good friends lives like a 1-minute walk from a pub in Guildford, which is like a really old part of Perth. And it's a really, really old pub. Like, it's got all these secret tunnels and stuff like that. And that's called the Rose and Crown. So just for novelty factor alone, we're just like, well, we're going to go hang out there. And we did tend to wrap up a lot of our evenings there.
Because it's really quite close to the International Gateway, which we were going through to get back to the yacht club. So, yeah, it was always a good final destination before we got back to the hotel.
But we didn't go to the Chippy, did we?
No, in fact, I don't even remember going and looking through the rest of the UK pavilion.
No, that's true. I wonder, was it actually barricaded off because they were putting some stuff in for...
No idea, but I just remember that we didn't really go and check it out.
Weird. I think we went into the Twinings tea shop, or am I imagining that?
I think you might be imagining it.
Oh, well. I always recommend going to get a pint.
Yeah, well, we did that, and we had a couple of cheeky whiskies in the evening on the way back. But yeah, it's
not too bad. It's kind of reminiscent of an English pub, but not like, it hasn't got that, like a lot of English pubs going to have those walled bits, so you've got a bit of privacy and stuff like that. But that one there is very open plan, very small, very tight fit as well.
Like a TV set almost.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of felt like. Like it had like a look of an English pub, but it didn't have the feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree. There's not really anything else you can do in England apart from go take a picture over by the telephone boxes, have a little bit of a mooch round, go listen to the English band.
Catch up with Mary Poppins.
Oh, yeah. Of course. And it's rumoured to have a Mary Poppins attraction coming very soon.
I think you can do a tea tour as well. Like, I don't know when they have it. I think it's probably one of those you book in advance, but they do a tour of this little garden they've got where they're growing the tea and whatnot.
Or you could talk to a British person about how they drink tea.
Very true.
Ooh, milk first or last?
Oh, no, it's got to be last. I'm sorry, because you add the amount of milk to make the colour of the tea perfect. And I used to have a boss who had the, paint sample swatch.
Yeah.
You had to make the colour of his tea to match the right swatch.
No.
Oh, yeah, he was that particular. So let's say goodbye to England and hello to Canada.
Oh, Canada.
It's so beautiful. The little garden by the Kidcot station is absolutely stunning.
Just the entry and everything, you feel like you're walking into the mountains.
It's so lovely, and they've got that nice little store there, and then you can go to Le Cellier. I know I'm not a fan of Le Cellier per se, just because I feel you sat on the next person's knee because you're very crammed in. But the cuisine there on offer is quite interesting and very tasty.
Oh, I can't wait. I really can't, because we missed out last time. I don't think we could get in and we didn't have an ADR.
I think it was just that we'd already booked like lunch and dinner almost every day that we were there because we had the dining plan, whereas this time I think we're a bit more flexible. So we're definitely booked in there now.
Top plan. I think we're having lunch there at one point. I'm not quite sure. Stephen, being from Canada,
Wait, before we go on though, I think something we've forgotten to mention while I've been wandering around is the Circle Vision movies. They got the Circle Vision movies in Canada and in China, and then they've got the French movie in France, which is, I think it's called I don't know if it's Impressions of France or something like that, but it's like Impressions of France from the 1980s. It's like a real throwback in time with that one. But I believe the one in China's is either recently been updated or is going to be updated. So that's pretty awesome. But then in Canada, you've got it's Martin Short, who's the person who leads you through the tour of Canada. So that's pretty sweet.
Top tip. I will one day get to see these films.
But we saw all three of them, and I can't speak for Kat, but I enjoyed them all. I thought that the China one was really quite breathtaking. That was the old version, and the Canadian one was funny, and the French one was ironic, which I think the French would quite like.
Awesome. So on that note, I am going to hand over the mic to my wonderful friends from Dis Down Under to give a big shout out for where people can find them and their Disney loving life and podcast.
Thanks, Michelle. Well, you can find us on the interwebs at disdownunder.com. It's got links to all of our social media. And our podcast you can find on iTunes and I believe a few other places that are podcasty as well. Maybe a Stitcher Radio, those kind of places.
Awesome. Well, thank you ever so much, both of you. And I look forward to chatting with you again real soon and meeting up and doing all these fun things together.
It's getting closer. Thanks, Michelle.
Bye.
Bye.